And back at the Kessler Athletic Center with Coach Reggie Witherspoon, his team winning by 24 tonight. A couple of things to talk about here, Coach. First of all, the offensive boards. You guys had a great night on the offensive glass. Was that something that you were really stressing going into this game?
We absolutely stressed it. I just think the first time we played them, they completely mauled us on the backboard. And it was a bad feeling. It was a long trip home. I remember it very vividly. It was the day the Bills played their playoff game. And a 4-hour bus trip seemed like it was 10 hours of misery. And we stressed it hard the last two days.
And also the bench play tonight. Your bench outscores their bench considerably tonight. Had over 30 bench points. I know at times the benches looked very good. Usually one player, but it seemed like a couple of different guys really stepped up tonight.
Yeah, we had some guys getting healthy a little bit, but we talked about that after the last game as well. I think we had about 10 or so bench points the last game, and I thought, today we had some guys really give us a shot of energy, particularly in the first half. Spencer Foley and Markel Lotz gave us great energy, and then eventually Jonathan Saints got it going. And I thought the guys who finished the game did a pretty good job as well.
Just talk about your thoughts when it comes to the 5 position. Planicic starts, but it just seems there's a rotation there that I guess it's based on who's doing what in practice, but if you could just maybe elaborate a little bit about how you feel during a game when you bring these different guys in.
Well, practice absolutely has a lot to do with it, and then matchups as well. So we'll look and see who is the best matchup for us, and we try to determine that, before the game, but sometimes fouls and fatigue will play into that as well. So there's several different factors, but
nice catch by
it's great. They all look great when you have guys that come in and play as hard as they can. They give great effort and great energy, and that makes it a little easier to rotate people.
And then finally, of course, this one's in the books now. Better to be playing 3 games in 5 days at home. Still, how about that in terms of trying to manage this team through this little stretch here?
A lot of mental preparation. Can't do an awful lot on the court, but we'll do a lot in the video room and just try to prepare our guys as best as possible. The next one's Fairfield, and we haven't played them, and so that makes it a little bit more challenging because we haven't seen them. At least Siena we had seen, and we kind of knew what to expect. Doesn't make it easy to execute, but this one will be a little bit more challenging.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach Reggie Witherspoon with us. Back over to you, Richard.
Thanks, Jay. So we're going to take a quick look here at the stats, and again, Siena really had a tough night, 3-point shooting, and the rebounds really stick out to me, and then the assists. But again, good night for Canisius after a very slow start, and a good win here, 3 games in 5 nights. And then playing an opponent like Fairfield, that's an interesting observation by Reggie. So that'll be an interesting matchup here Saturday afternoon.
And just to add to it, you talk about coaches taking it 1 game at a time and not thinking of the next opponent. Well, the next opponent is Quinnipiac, actually, not Fairfield. So, but so it proves the point right there, doesn't it? Didn't necessarily correct him at that time.
Yeah, no.
Hey, let's get into our player of the game, and that is Jermaine Crumpton, who continues to ride up the all-time scorers list here at Canisius College. He's 9th and most likely to move into that 8th spot come Saturday. 24 points for Jermaine Crumpton, 9 of 15 from the field.
The big thing with him is he was 1 for 3 from 3. Sometimes he shoots too many threes, right? And he settles. And tonight he didn't settle. And he got to give his teammates a lot of, because he had a lot of plays like that. He made a couple tough shots, but here's a great cut, Jelani White, and a nice finish and 1. So he was really active without the ball. Great active night for him.
All right, I asked him the question I'll ask you. Okay, it's 3 games in 5 nights for Canisius. Granted, they're all at home. The thoughts about trying to manage your team through a stretch like this?
Well, first of all, you got to shorten practices, right? You got a Veterans Day off, so to speak. You just go through certain things with the guys that play a lot of minutes, although he did rotate people in there. But you love being at home, and it's right there in front of you, right? You've got the games you want. You just got to go out there and compete and play with confidence.
So next up it will be Quinnipiac coming to the Kessler Athletic Center at 2 o'clock this coming Saturday. So for Richard Walsh, I'm Jay Moran saying so long from the Kessler Athletic Center, where the final score was Canisius 89, Siena 65. The Griffs improved to 16-9, 10-2 in conference play. Siena falls to 7-19 and 3-10 in conference play. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live on the ESPN app. Or to watch this entire game on replay as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.